Hello there and thanks for clicking on this video. As you can see by title, we're going to talk about the first 3 episodes of House of the Dragon. And actually, I wanted to say, in this video, why am I not gonna watch House of the Dragon? Because I did not watch Game of Thrones. It was just a bit too much for me. And I thought House of the Dragon would be different with less nudity, less blood and everything. But yeah, the same amount of that. So I thought to myself, what, I'm not gonna watch it. It's not for me. I started watching the first 2 minutes with my mom of the first episode, and I was like, mistake. Yeah, never again. But even in those first few minutes, you could see that this is a better show than the Rings of Power. I forgot about it. Forgot the title. It's so long. The Lord of the Rings of Power. Like, no. But from these first few minutes that I spent watching the first episode, you could see that the visual effects are way better. The acting is way better. The costume designs are way better, and it doesn't cost as much as the Rings of Power apparently. And it's like, why are these shows so different when both of them should be great, fantastic shows, because the material, the lore is there. You can, you have books, you have people have been talking about Game of Thrones and the Lord of the Rings for such a long time. So you can take information and material to write good stories from so many places. But the Rings of Power has an awful cast. They cannot act, really. The stories are boring. The whole thing is boring. And you can say, House of the Dragon it's a bit slow too at times, but I feel like, yes, it is slow, but they spend these slow scenes with a lot of information. Like, they talk about the world building, they talk about the characters, the story is going forward. Whereas in the Rings of Power, it's not going anywhere, I feel like. So House of the Dragon, as I said, I thought to myself, what, I'm gonna make a video that I'm gonna say, even in the first 10 minutes that I saw, I already know that this is gonna be a superior show. But because I wanted to talk a bit more about House of the Dragon, I thought to myself, I'm gonna go through the third episode that came out today and give my thoughts on in general. Like, if is it still good? Is House of the Dragon still as good as those first 10 minutes of the first episode? And yes, House of the Dragon is still pretty much interesting. And actually, I thought to myself, I'm not gonna watch the show. Too much gore, incest is coming, and blood, unnecessary killings, and just so much violence. And I don't mind, action scenes and thrillers, but I think that Game of Thrones is on another level. And I was hoping for House of the Dragon to be a bit more tame, but it's not. I think with 1% a bit more tame. But I started watching episode 3 and I was like, okay, I wanna watch the whole episode because it was that interesting. Even the slow parts, the politics, everything, it's all good. And the way they talk, the dialogue is it's so good. People actually put some thought and some passion into writing this. People care about how this comes. They care about the fans enough to make a good show. The girls, the females in the show are not, some of them are not insufferable. You understand why they are that the way they are. Because, for example, Rhaenyra, I have never read the books. I don't know anything. I don't know much about Game of Thrones, but I get who she is and why she is a bit, a spoiled child, because she is a spoiled child. But I understand her pain. I understand why she is like that, because she's the daughter. A girl can never be a queen, and the way she carries herself, she needs to be above everyone else. She needs to be a bit of a bitchy, kind of behavior, because otherwise, because she's so small, she looks so cute, she's 17 and she has to be a queen. Nobody would take her seriously. It's only fair. But you know, she has to be like that. She has to be cold, and she has to be a bit like a bitch, but she's not. I can see that she is, you know, deep inside she just wants to be a kid. Like, she's 17. And there's so many good characters in the show, like the high water guy and his daughter. I really like her. She's so pretty, and she's gonna be a queen, and she's like 18, and I'm like, oh my god, what? And apparently, so the king, he had to get married, and these people, the Valerians, the other fancy people, I don't know, they wanted to give him their 12-year-old daughter. And I was like, and I, you know, I was so happy when the king was like, no, like she's 12. And the kid, Lena or Lena, whatever, she was like, well, my mom told me I don't have to sleep with you until like I'm a 14. And I'm like, yeah, this is Game of Thrones. This is only Game of Thrones. But I'm happy that they went. I mean, I guess because I read on the internet, like, is Lena like, no, the Hightower girl, is she like the queen? Like, is that like true according to lore? And I think it is. And apparently, actually, I saw that from the first episode, that I really thought to myself, spoilers alert, like spoilers, like don't don't listen for like a minute. There was some tension between Damien and Rhaenyra, and I googled like who is gonna be Rhaenyra's husband, and her uncle. Yeah, that's why I just cannot, like, this is a bit too much for me. But I do appreciate the passion that has been put into the show. I appreciate the visual effects. They're very good. Like the scenery, this like everything is well done. The music, the opening scenes, obviously with the song, iconic, and it still fits. Damien Matt Smith is a great actor. Like, there's so many differences between this show and the Rings of Power, because you have to compare the two of them. I mean, yeah, this cast can act, and they seem like they're really enjoying what they're doing, while the cast of the Rings of Power is just like, yeah, they're dead inside. Like, I don't care about any of them. And here it's like, I care about the Hightower girl, I care about Rhaenyra, I care about Matt Smith, sorta. You know, there's so many interesting plot lines, and like even just the politics, it's still interesting, and everything is so grounded in the dragons, and it's good. It's really good, and I might try and give it a chance and just skip the gory scenes, but we'll see. So do let me know, guys, down below. Is the Rings of Power or is House of Dragon a better show? Which one would you watch? Do you like them both? Are they both great? Do let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, may the force be with you.